Welcome, my friends, to All Souls Aquarian Church. I am Father Liam T. Jarrett, MT, Master Theologian, Baccalaureate of Religious Studies, Director of Faith Formation, Initiation for the Catholic Church, formerly known as Prince Scorpio on YouTube. We're in the first week of Scorpio season. We're going to be talking about the astrology. We'll be pulling some tarot. I just got the Salvador Dali deck. And we'll also do some time explaining what is Aquarianism. I know in the beginning of this, I'm going to have to spend some time on doing this and saying what it is, what's unique about it, and what it is not. There's some things about Aquarianism that aren't just all light and love. We're called to be that light in the world, and we have candles lit evoking that energy of enlightenment, the sun, of consciousness is hopefully what we're expanding and growing together here, evolving spiritually, soulfully. The Aquarian works with these such things. Healing, and how we're all called to heal here equally. That just not some specific people are chosen to heal the world while others aren't. Or that some certain group of people aren't seen as what needs to get cleaned out. So let us come together and make this a place of peace, of calmness, and create a sacred place where we might feel more of an intimate relationship with the divine. We come here in search of a quenching of the soul, of an enlightenment of the spirit, to help us to be the best versions of ourselves that we can be. That we might have right knowledge, right thoughts, and right actions. So it is. As above and so below, so mote it be. We celebrate the Aquarian sacrament, which is replacing the blood sacrifice rituals of the religions before us. And I don't even like identifying as a religion. As somebody who spent some time in the world of academia in the religious departments, they don't even have a definition for religion. Books written on the religion of sports, consumerism, personality, the cult of the personality. We don't have any gurus. Everybody's a guru. We are our own saviors. We're not waiting for any savior. We're not looking to scapegoat our sins onto some burnt offering. We can come up with a better version of God than that, can't we? Hopefully. That our idea of God has evolved from 2,500 years ago. Surely, a concept that loves all equally. As to forgiveness and sins, we look to forgive ourselves. We ask for the forgiveness of others if we've offended them. And we forgive others who have offended us. That doesn't mean that the laws of cause and effect won't hurt us just because, but it is good that we're peaceful in our soul. Because there's something called concupiscence, which is when these old ladies who maybe ate extra cookie have to go to confession every day because they're bogged down by unnecessary guilt. We look to form our consciousness in line with truth and the natural laws that we could study in nature, knowing that we are a part of that, and work with them the best we can and line up our lives with them, which is what the astrology and what we do here is a form of sympathetic magic, which is what the Eucharist is. We bring the Son of God together with the moon, the soul, spirit and the soul. Every new moon is the most special time of the month for the Jewish religion. And the Muslims and Christians, they still have it present, but not as well known. Okay, we have, the theme is darkness, the fall of the sun. The things that go on behind closed doors are all things related to Scorpio and the Scorpio part of the season. The fall of the sun, stung by the Scorpio, falls 3 times, the 3 months in the season of fall. Scorpio ruling it in the middle. Scorpio also Iscariot Judas of Iscariot, this Scorpio. He lives the kiss of death, which is a kiss from Scorpio, which causes his fall. For 30 pieces of silver, the sun was sold out. The sun goes through each sign 30 degrees. Silver because each one is an astrological month, which is created by the movement of our moon. What a time to be alive, to learn the esoteric meanings of these things so that we don't get lost in the exoteric meanings of these things. The Scorpio, which I happen to be, celebrating my birthday this next coming Saturday. The big 40. Wow, made it this far. So, what do? I talk about things that are in the dark, the occult. That's what's hidden from the eyes. It also has to do with the sexual organs and the deep intimacy, what you do behind doors, union with another, synthesis, coming together, becoming one with another in a deep, emotionally connective way. The deep, dark recesses of our psyche, where sometimes we hide wounds, that the sun comes to bring a light to those things, to make them more obvious and pronounced and more in our conscious, so that we could address them, hopefully, with a deep, unfathomable energy of love and mercy and compassion is what the Scorpion is capable of doing. And rising up from the land of the dead as the phoenix. Because it's when we flip the circle around, as we go into the underworld, we're also going, that's into earth. So we're rising into earth. That's why the Masons do this inversion a lot. Because we want to match up the black and white checkerboard. That's how you move off of it. That's how you work the squares. Right now we have a square that's going to commence between the sun in a 45-degree angle, a square, with Saturn, the master builder, in Aquarius, where he's exalted. Saturn wins this one. Authority and a deep, soulful, light in the dark warrior spirit meeting the authority of the system. And a 45-degree angle, 4 to 5 equals 9. 9 is the number of Mars, so it has the effect of Mars. Mars is the great initiator, the ruler of the first sign of the cycle of Aries, as well as Scorpio. And it starts off spring. It's springing out energy, and what you need in order to build. In order for that, you need conflict, friction, and that's how we move. Hopefully, that's how we work through the world of duality. Hopefully, up out of the planetary spheres, Jacob's ladder, also 7 rings of it. The 7 heavenly luminaries are 7 chakras. Out of the base, Scorpio's in charge of the Kundalini. The serpent, the dragon, is very much. We have to slew the dragon to save the virgin out of slavery, captivity. And the tower, we meet her at the top. We ride that serpent. Shout out to my cape. Shout out to my different angles. Woo. Oh no, I lost my background. Hang in there with me. So we figure out the esoteric meanings of especially the Abrahamic faiths, and that these figures such as Abraham, Moses, Jacob, Jesus were not historical figures, and that they were made historical to be able to control the masses, while those in the inner circle knew the esoteric meanings of these things as opposed to the exoteric. Lots of the esoteric meanings of our scriptures are solar myth, astral mythology, and astrology teaching, and the working, the movement of our chi energy, our vril, metaphysiologically through our body, so that we could expand healthily our consciousness and be more capable of love and perhaps not feeling like we're in a world filled with suffering all the time. We die to our lower base nature, our animalistic nature, which is fear, fight or flight often, but also passion and courage. Each one of these 7 chakras, heavenly luminaries, has a dark and a light. It has to in order to exist. That's why Osiris's body was cut up into 14 pieces. We bring them together in perfect harmony, balance, Libra, ruled by Venus, our heart. Let our hearts be pure and let our souls be brave, is the hymn sung at the measurement of the heart at the scales of Ma'at in the beautiful Egyptian myth of death and rebirth, which is what Scorpio is all about. The initiator. Life initiates us. We don't have to go through some secret weird ritual that often what they do is that's no secrecy. Scorpio is about secrets. This could very much be secrets coming out about how the system maker, Saturn Aquarius, might not be having our best interests at hand, Pluto Scorpio. The first week of Scorpio season is our deep, intimate relationship with ourselves. The first part, the first third. The middle part is our deep, intimate relationship with a one-on-one situation. And then the last part of Scorpio season, the last decan, is going to be our relationship deep and intimately with the greater all, both socially and spiritually, soulfully, perhaps. And the message is to let our souls be brave. Water, soul, Scorpio. Mars, in that water, bravery, courage. Let us be encouraged now to be courageous, being true and pure. This is a reminder of death. And we can see the beauty in it, with the beautiful changing of the leaves and the cooler, fresh air coming in, especially if you live in the hellacious summer seasons, Florida. And that this world is temporal. So we just have a temple, L's God, a temporary place for God. Our bodies are temples. And we want to come to a beautiful balance with all the elements, with our spirit and our soul, and our mind and our body. We want to remember memento mori, the Latin phrase for remember my mortality, so that our lives might be more invigorated. Time, our greatest resource and asset. Let it be filled with beautiful, intimate, meaningful connections with ourselves, our intimate other, with our soul and our spirit, and the great soul of this earth, and world, and cosmos, and the spirit that gives it life and order. Let us bring them into beautiful balance, doing the best to control what we can, being all right with that which we cannot. Death is something that we are all subject to. It humbles the king and the pauper alike. Let us be life on its highest way of being. Let us be conduits of that. So mote it be. Let us pick some cards. Or should we celebrate the sacrament of Aquarius after we pick some cards? Oh, we create with our imagination magic, and when we do it together, it's more powerful. Energy work. That's spirit soul work. Woo! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 8 of Swords. Oh, I want you to see the art on this. I just look up the 8 of Swords on the Salvador Dali deck. And here she is, sleeping in deep meditation. Really, when we look at that card often in the Arthur Waite deck, and it's like somebody whose mental realm is like giving them lots of angst and keeping them from it's mental angst, keeping us from being perhaps physically good. That's our mind has power over matter. Our mind is a tool. We are more than our mind, obviously. You can say, oh, I was out of my mind when I did that. Or be more mindful. Sometimes we're just too full of the mind. And that's all we are. We should be less in the mind. Mindless. My family would say I'm pretty good at being mindless. Let us not be overly critical. This is a time to cut and to die to habits, bad habits, addictions. Scorpio. Scorpio is the alchemical Negredo process. Albedo, Rubio. Dying, being reborn. We're constantly doing it. Let us do it consciously so that we could have transformations that are meaningful, that will be better for us. And let us be courageous in doing so. And then also about doing that in the world. And having a soul's mission, commission. Being open to that communication right now and having those experiences of, am I here doing my soul's work? The fated soul versus the destined soul. Yeah, I like destined better than fated. Us using our magic, perception, a death to an old way of thinking about something, a new birth to a new way of doing something. And with the South Node in Sagittarius finishing up its route there, this is breaking down an old belief system, a faith system. And that might be hard, and you have built so much upon it. Lord knows I did. I went and got a master's degree in theology to be a Catholic priest in the church. And then, through discovery, found out that this is allegorical and it's been used to harm us. I wouldn't want to break the faith of some pious, simple lady, but the truth has to be known. Ultimately, it's for our better because it's been used against us in what ways? Well, it's been surely divisive, the Abrahamic religions. And we hold some special place as more chosen, or some people as more what? That is not healthy. This father who is just it being a father and us totally neglecting the mother goddess, that being totally suppressed. So Aquarian evokes all our beautiful gods and goddesses before they got flushed out by this genocidal Yahweh. Sorry. I know that's an old faith system. That's you want to. Well, if somebody would have told me that a couple of years ago, I'd freak out. So I know I'm reminded to do this from a place of compassion and love. That isn't always easy because I get fired up about it too. Passion. Scorpio, we got passion. We got passion. Yes, we do. We got passion. How about you? It's also a card of like discernment. What mental things, thoughts, processes have we been holding on to that are hurting us? Let us ask for a spirit of discernment to strengthen within us so that we might cut out those mental habits that are no longer, that are just keeping us from ascending, like that beautiful, sacred, freaking phoenix that you are, that we all are. And then one final card from this deck, which is beautiful. Child of the Cosmos. Love and life persuaded me to knock on the door of the cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. And it's about going in and looking for, when we go in, what do we find? In the darkness, light still. And that's how we conquer death. By realizing that it's imaginary. Just as in some ways this is all illusion, Maya. A construct of our mind. And the body that we're in. The mind that we're in. And we're learning that to hopefully escape it in some way, which is getting off the black and white checkerboard, working up the 7 rungs on the ladder, the heavenly luminaries. And then how we get out of those 7, then we go to the 12 constellations on our ecliptic. We work through each of those 12 posts, our 12 apostles in the sky, the 12 knights of the round table of King Arthur. Arthur Arcturus, the star that sits above it. And another constellation sitting above our ecliptic, where the sun, the moon, and the planets travel, is Orion, the wanderer, the hunter, the fool card of the tarot, the joker, who is often riding on a unicycle. So we can realize almost the foolishness in all of this. Death humbles us, and let us approach it with humor, a good sense of humor. Scorpio could be often deep and depressing, and so the Scorpio that could rise above that like that eagle and sit on top of the wheel and ride it, because when we escape the matrix, moksha, nirvana, we realize we come back out of compassion, what the Bodhisattva does, and who vows not to enter into heavenly bliss until all of his brethren and sistren are there to join him. And so might it be. I just gotta love this thing. We have a lot to be thankful for. Let us give thanks for this beautiful water. May it be a very living symbol of the marriage of the heavenly waters to earth. And when we drink it, let us all be one in the highest spirit to reach down to the deepest depths of our souls, that we all might be one in love and truth and beauty. As above and so below, so might it be. A syncretic thing this is. We've got to come up with a better way of doing quote-unquote religion. Spirituality. The soul. Do these things not exist because we can't measure them? And when I do this act, it makes me feel this certain way. Can I measure that feeling? Yes. Can we do it with a rod and a telescope? No. Does that mean it doesn't exist? Obviously, freaking not. This is so much fun. I hope we have a great freaking Halloween. I hope we don't watch too many stupid murder. I don't know how people watch horror movies. They're sick, and it can't be good for anybody psychologically. But if you still, maybe I'm just being, that's just my own personal opinion. That's not ex cathedra. All right, let's go and have a good week. I mean, this Scorpio season, we got some real opportunities to create a life that is more in line with our soul's purpose and our freaking higher calling. And let us just be in that. Not always having to do. This is the time to work on just being. So let us be the best versions of ourselves that we can this week. And thank you for joining me.